It's Grant Random here on Octane, and as you know, we've been playing this band called The Violent. In fact, we had the pleasure of debuting their music right here on this channel. We were the first outlet on the planet to play their music. The problem, though, is we don't know who the hell these guys are. But now we are connected to them via the miracle that is Zoom technology, and we're going to find out who The Violent is. So, The Violent, please reveal yourselves.
All right, this is Pat Jarasia on the drums. Here I am.
It's Pat.
Yep.
Welcome, Pat. Who's next?
Thank you.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Dave McGarry on guitars, bass. Welcome.
What's up, dude?
Hey buddy, glad to be here.
Hey, this is Mike Prodich on the vocals and everything else we need, I guess.
So it seems like I've run across you guys somewhere along the lines. I don't know where. Was it, did you guys do a stint in prison outside of Boise back in the late aughts? Was that wasn't you, I don't think.
I thought nobody knew about that.
So, I'm sorry, man.
That was off the record.
So for people who maybe aren't connecting the dots, you gentlemen, very quickly, were a part of a band called Red Sun Rising.
Yes.
That band ended, and you already kind of addressed all of that. Now you've moved on to this new project called The Violent. And the first thing I want to know about is, there's an art to coming up with a name for a band. We know that the world is littered with super shitty band names. And you guys came up with a really cool one. So can you tell us the story about how you came up with The Violent? Sure.
We just kind of got talking about when we were creating the vision for the new project and what we kind of wanted to write about. And, there was this kind of common theme where all the songs and the lyrics were coming out pretty dark. But we're not dark people. We're pretty like optimistic. If you know us personally, you know that we're always joking around and we like to have a good time and not take things too seriously. But the art we do take seriously. And it's kind of like we needed, the outlet to get rid of the violent ideas that were in our minds before they manifest into something that could, turn into something physical or make us lash out. It allows us, having this project and this outlet allows us to live that sort of optimistic lifestyle. So the violent is just a necessary medium for that.
So when was it that you guys officially settled on, all right, this thing is going to be called The Violent? Where was it? When was it? And was there like a high five, a shake, a fist bump? Like how was it sealed into being?
You guys remember that?
I mean, I feel like we were never like, this is the band name. It's always like one of those things where we're just like, all right, I guess, all right, let's sit with it for a little bit. I do remember getting a phone call when I was in St. Augustine, Florida, and we kind of settled on the band name at that moment. I was sitting outside, and so I do actually have a recollection of our manager and us having a phone call and saying, all right, guys, we have to finalize this band name right now. And I sat outside and we kind of hashed it out and finally said, let's do it. Let's go with it.
So when you finally decided, okay, this is going to be The Violent, what was your feeling once it was decided and you heard people saying it, like, okay, we are The Violent? What was when you were kind of sitting with it for a moment, how did it feel?
I think for me, I had to say it out loud like several times. And to be perfectly honest, when we first saw it, like when you guys played it and like someone sent a screenshot, I'm not lying. Like that's cause that's like what SiriusXM listeners do. They love the screenshot of it, which is amazing. But it's like when we saw it like in print, like on there with the song, it was like, that made it real for me. Because it's like, okay, here we go. We're doing this again. We're launching this for real. And there it is. And it kind of, then it became more than just a name. Anyway, that for me, for sure.
Yeah, I always looked at it like saying it out loud, of course, and then my close friends or family, I'd be like, "What do you think about this name?" And like, I think that's cool. Or people would be like, "I don't know, it's a little fierce," but it was always pretty good. So we went with it.
It's a strong name. It's totally a strong name. And by the way, I know this doesn't benefit the people who are just listening to this, but it's cool to see the individual environments that you guys are in, because Dave and Pat, you guys are like in like home studios, I guess, right? Is that where you are right now?
Yeah.
And Mike, you said you're in Chicago and have fully converted to being a Cubs fan, which I appreciate, correct?
Yeah, man. I mean, I gotta support the Cubs. If I'm gonna be in Chicago and support some, I gotta support the Cubs.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So yeah, as we said, we debuted you guys, and thanks for allowing us to be able to be the first place in the world to play your music, which is really super cool. And as was mentioned, you guys connected with people immediately, which is really cool because, nobody knew who you were. They didn't know the association with the past band. They just heard this song Fly on the Wall, which we've been playing, and they just connected with it, and they started sharing the screenshots and started tweeting about it. Like, it happened super quickly. Were you almost a little surprised to see how quickly people were reacting to it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that was exactly the reason why we didn't just come out and be like, oh, we were in Red Sun Rising, here's our new band, because people like to compare and contrast when something like that happens. And we wanted people to listen to it subjectively and just see what this new sound, what kind of people it brought in. And it was nothing against like the fans we had. It was just like, let's see if we truly start fresh and no one knows what this is, what kind of reaction it is. And we were overwhelmed by it. And, thanks to you guys for giving us such an amazing start. And you guys have supported Red Sun Rising so many times over the years. And so it's amazing to continue this relationship in a new way.
Yeah. And I think it was super smart the way you guys did it. I think it was brilliant to just say, hey, we're just going to put this song out there and the band name and a really cool logo and not give people anything else. And then, we'll get around to identifying ourselves, which is what this is all about. This is your coming out party and letting everybody know who you are. But yeah, that was super smart. It gave people a chance just to listen to the song and not have any kind of baggage with it. Just like, hey, listen to the song and see what you think. So very smart move.
Thank you.
Now we're going to play the song in a moment. I also want to point out, you guys are cool enough to be hosting an Octane home invasion for us, which is this guest DJ series we've been doing. That's going to be airing this weekend on Octane. And if people can't catch it for whatever reason, because they're busy in life and chaos and all that, they'll be able to listen to it on demand through the SiriusXM app. So thank you for doing the Octane home invasion. We're really looking forward to presenting that and giving people a chance to hear that. Do you guys have anything that you can tease for your Octane home invasion, what we can expect that you're going to be doing when you do the guest DJ thing?
I mean, it was just a lot of fun, digging through, Octane is very specific as far as genre is and the listeners. So we tried to pick influences and bands that we liked that we think that, your listeners would enjoy as well. And that was a cool, not challenge, but it was cool to be like that specific about it. And we told some little stories from the past of touring with some of these bands that we were playing. And I think you really enjoy that. But yeah, you guys have anything to say about it?
I'm pretty sure one of my picks has probably never been played on Octane before, which I thought was kind of funny. I do want to validate with you off the air on that, but it's one of my favorite bands, and I thought about sending them a message after this airs and say, hey guys, just so you know, I got you on Octane. They're a bigger national touring band, but I just want to kind of see if I get a response off. I'm like, hey, if you guys want to send me flowers or a fruit basket, I mean, please do.
That'd be beautiful.
Or maybe a nice selection of cheese, just something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Something. Just give me something.
One of the bands I picked, I played I think 8 or 9 minute song, so it should be a good session for everyone.
Yeah, really take up the time there.
Yeah, we toured with this band over in Europe before, so we got a little story for them.
I dig it. And you know what? The fans really appreciate it because it's a really cool way for them to get to know who you guys are. Like, even if they, are familiar with you guys from the previous stuff, still, like, they don't totally know what's in your phone and what music you're listening to and what fully made you guys the music fans and now, musicians that you are. So it's a really cool thing, I think, for listeners. And we really appreciate
Yeah, we had a
you
lot of fun.
guys doing it. And again, that's going to be happening this weekend. And of course, people can listen to it on Octane or on demand. Now, we should play the song. We're going to play the song that we debuted. It's your first offering to the world. It's the song Fly on the Wall. What would you guys like to say about the song before we play it?
I guess just enjoy it. Like it was, we had a lot of fun making this song, and a lot of it was done remotely. And if you go watch the video, it was it was shot all on our cell phones. We were trying to figure it out in quarantine. Like, how are we going to do this? So keep that in mind when you're listening to the song, that most of it was done at our homes, like in our closets.
Wait, now, so you said the video was done remotely, but also the recording of the song itself?
Yeah, we did like one session. It was actually, ironically, like Dave pointed out, it was literally the day after the last Red Sun Rising show. We drove straight to Nashville. We started recording, and then we couldn't finish it because we kind of went home. We didn't finish the song yet, and we didn't know what to do because then the quarantine happened. We're like, how are we going to do this? So we had to all make some investments in some home studio equipment, and we just worked together through some cloud-based sharing stuff with Pro Tools and finished it, and Zoom, and we finished it that way. And it was just like pretty. We were proud of ourselves on finishing that way. And then we're like, how do we do a video? We got cell phones, and there we go. And our buddy Jake Rains, he edited it. So it was just like, bam.
That's super cool that you guys took all the challenges that the quarantine has presented all of us, and you powered through it, and you were able to record not only the song but the video, which is very cool. One final question: what have you guys, when you've not been, getting this violent band up and running, what have you been doing while under quarantine? How have you been passing the time? What have you been doing? Have you learned anything? Picked up some new skills?
I bought a pressure washer. Doing some of that
There
stuff.
we go.
Nice.
What else? A little landscaping stuff around the house. I mean, what can you do besides not drinking too much? And
that's a challenge. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Listening to new music and learning new software. Working on other instruments as well.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I think most of my time has been spent in the studio here. I mean, I've never been a very tech savvy guy, and learning to mic up your drum kit and record it is pretty intense because you have 10, 12, 14 microphones going. So I've been really geeking out and getting in touch with the technical side there. So, and just practicing and hanging out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I definitely sharpened my my chef skills for sure. I was cooking a lot, and I mean, I love cooking, but I had to love it now because it's like I can't go anywhere.
All right.
So it's just like, well, I can't go get Thai food, so I should learn how to make it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll get it right now. So I did a lot of that.
What was that? What was the one thing that you made that would you say that turned out the best of everything that you tried cooking?
I made like a Southern chicken sandwich, like the fried spicy with the homemade coleslaw on it and the pickles, because I've always loved that, and I was like, I should just learn how to do this myself.
Nice.
And it turned out really well.
Look at that. You guys have all learned all these new things out of necessity.
Yeah.
Whether it's making the chicken sandwich or, shooting stuff in your closet or making a video on your phone. So very cool. The Violent, it's been very cool to finally get to see who you guys are. Thank you for allowing us the chance to chat with you and for giving us the opportunity to premiere your song. And we're going to play it now for the people listening on Octane. The song Fly on the Wall again. The Violent, very cool to meet you all. Thanks again for doing this.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.